Welcome to the land of fire and ice, Iceland!
Iceland is one of those places we've always wanted to visit, one where you regularly see stunning photos of waterfalls, geysers and epic volcanic eruptions amongst other things on Instagram. But for one reason or another, we've never been. For the next 4 days we'll be exploring as many of the wonders of the Golden Circle and South Coast as we can.
So we're now in the car, it's about 9:50. It's only just started getting light really, and we're on our way to Kerid Crater, which is the first stop on our Golden Circle journey.
As with all things, it doesn't always go to plan. The weather turned on us when we got there, but stay tuned as we go back later in the video when the weather's better. As you can see from this person though, the road conditions got quite slippery.
So we attempted to go to Kerid Crater and we were prepared for the cold. It has been absolutely like crazy windy. So in about 0.5 seconds, the weather conditions turned into middle of a snow blizzard. So we're now going to go and find some refuge in a cafe.
The cafe we found was called Fridheimar. It's a tomato farm located 17 miles up the road from Kerid Crater, and as you probably guessed, most of the drinks are tomato based. I just got a standard cappuccino, but Beth got a Rudolph themed tomato mulled wine, which she said was actually quite nice. The place itself was lovely, and although we didn't eat there, the food looked amazing. It was a well needed coffee break after the blizzard in the morning.
Throughout the time on our driving, we've been following the safetravels.is website, and that shows all the road conditions as it's in November and the snow around. Originally we were going to be going to Bruarhlod Gorge, so instead we're going to take the main roads. Now the main roads take us past the geysers, so we're going to go there next. Hopefully we could get there while everyone's on lunch, so it could be quite quiet as it's about 12 o'clock.
When we arrived, we were greeted with a lovely restaurant and coffee shop which was full of people taking refuge from the cold. We decided to take advantage of the blue skies and walked up the path towards the geysers. In this park is the Great Geyser, which interestingly gave its name to every other geyser in the world. The Great Geyser rarely erupts these days, but nearby is the Strokker Geyser, which erupts every 10 minutes or so, and this is the one that you see in this video.
Our next stop on our self-drive Golden Circle tour, which is Gullfoss Waterfalls. This is a two-tiered waterfall that goes down by 31 metres, which is about 105 feet. Apparently you do get sprayed with the water from the backlash, so we're about to get wet, let's go. Just come back from the waterfalls and I cannot believe we saw a rainbow.
It was amazing. It's cold though.
It was so cold. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, amazing. We've got an hour left of sunlight, so we're going to try and get to the last place.
Let's go. We've made it to our last stop on our Golden Circle tour of the day, so stay tuned for Silfra tomorrow. We are at
Bruarhlod Gorge.
This canyon has been formed by glacial meltwaters over thousands of years. As we arrived close to sunset, we were lucky enough to be the only ones there, making it even more tranquil.
Absolutely amazing.
We've just been to our last stop of the day, which is Bruarhlod Gorge. It was absolutely stunning and we can't believe we managed to get it all to ourselves. Now we're quickly going to try and circle back to Kerid Crater to try and catch it before the sun goes down, which is supposedly in 20 minutes, so fingers crossed we get to see it. We're here at Kerid Crater, finally. It's absolutely beautiful. Couldn't recommend getting a car to drive around enough.
No, it's the freedom, isn't it? And to be fair, the ice conditions haven't been too bad. There's plenty of apps that tell you which roads to go on and when not to go on them. You know, as long as you've got a four-wheel drive with winter tyres. It's our last stop of the day. We'll be going back to Reykjavik after this, ready for Silfra tomorrow. It's been an absolutely fantastic day.
Good morning everyone, day 2 of our Golden Circle tour and we're on our way to Silfra to do the snorkelling. Luckily it is a little bit warmer today, it is 0 degrees so far. I don't know what the temperature says it feels like, but that is a massive improvement on yesterday.
So the reason why we fancy going to Silfra is it's actually the opportunity to snorkel between 2 tectonic plates, and it's the clearest water in the world apparently. So we've got our GoPro ready and we'll see what it looks like.
We're going on a tour to do the snorkelling, and they actually recommend that you drink the water as it's so clear and pure, so we'll definitely be doing that.
We've just stopped at an amazing lay-by. There's lay-by after lay-by that we've stopped at because the views are just unbelievable. It's some of the best roads I've ever been on. We're in the car because it's too windy to record and do the voice, but this country never ceases to amaze me.
So we're here now at Thingvellier National Park.
Thingvellier is a UNESCO World Heritage Site which is located right on top of the boundary between the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates. This means you're quite literally walking between two continents. On our way to the snorkelling tour, we couldn't help but notice the ice floating on top of the water. Fortunately, the snorkelling company provided us with all the required equipment to keep us warm in the 2 degrees water. This included a thermal underlayer, dry suit, neoprene gloves and balaclava. Once we were all suited and booted with flippers in hand, we walked over to Silfra ready to tick off a big bucket list item for ourselves. We were quite nervous beforehand of just how cold the water would be, but actually it wasn't too bad. As we were wearing a dry suit, our bodies stayed dry with only our face and hands feeling the cold of the water. Once we got over the initial shock of the cold on our hands, we swam around for about 45 minutes admiring this natural wonder.
We've just come back from Snorkelling Silfra, and honestly I think it was the best thing I've ever spent money on. It was surreal.
It was amazing. The water was 100 metres of visibility, which is more than like Indonesia and Hawaii. That's like 40 metres, so that's the perspective on it. Apparently they were saying that the human eye can only actually see 93 metres, so it's better visibility than you can actually see. But yeah, you've got the 2 tectonic plates, which is what the national park is. So we were bang in the middle of tectonic plates. You can see loads of cracks in the ground because they were saying that it's the 2 moving apart, and eventually, because that area is sinking, it'll flood all this area, hence why there's water in there at the moment.
Surprisingly, I didn't actually feel that cold. So we had like an underlayer over our clothes, and then we had the dry suit on, and I didn't really feel that cold at all, though my hair is completely frozen.
We took a short walk from the car park to reach Oxararfoss, a beautiful waterfall that sits right on the boundary of 2 tectonic plates. As it was late in the day, we were fortunate enough to have the waterfall to ourselves. It felt like the perfect way to end our time at Thingvellier National Park. We then grabbed a hot drink to warm up before heading back on the road.
What a fantastic day at the national park. We've just had the most amazing time. Definitely ticked off a bucket list thing for both of us with the snorkelling. The rest of the national park had so many amazing features, didn't it? Like the waterfall.
The way we've done the Golden Circle is we've had a full day at the Thingvellier National Park and then kind of everything else on the other day. If you're in the winter time, I definitely recommend that because we've had 2 full days doing it. If you're in the summer when you've got light all day, it's alright, but certainly at this time of year, definitely recommend doing it over 2 days to be able to properly do everywhere and spend the time everywhere.
We came back last night and we were so tired, but it's been absolutely phenomenal.
On our way to the famous lava show in a bit of a rush, which is why we're out of breath.
We've got the VIP, which means that you get a piece of lava and you're in the balcony, which is apparently extra hot, so we'll see what that's like.
While we're in a rush, we managed to stop off and find some food on the way to the lava show.
Tried to get somewhere cheap, so we've ended up at this food court, which I think is called the Great Nordic. But I'll turn around. We've got a portion of chips, some wine, some tacos. Adrian's got a fish burger and a beer, and that was about 50 UK pounds.
After our meal, we headed over to the lava show. Upon arrival, we were shown to a bar to receive our included lava-themed drink. The show began with an informative video about volcanoes, as well as Iceland's history. After this, it heated up a bit as molten lava flowed into the room. The heat that came off this was immense, even though we were sat 15 metres away. The host gave us some interesting facts while playing with the lava in various states, making for such a unique and insightful experience. This is only one of 2 places in the world where you can see molten lava in a show, with the other being in Vik on the south coast of Iceland.
We're on our way back from the lava show now, and honestly it was so good. I couldn't recommend it enough.
Absolutely amazing.
We got our own little bit of lava at the end, and it was lava like glass.
Yeah,
Molten
lava glass.
Molten glass? Lava glass? Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, lava glass.
It was such a good mixture of the history of Iceland and all the volcanic eruptions, as well as fun facts. Sorry, I've got her mic. As well as showing us what actual lava looks like and playing around with it in different states. You got to feel the heat, didn't we?
Yeah.
And because we went on the VIP tour, we went on the furnace at the end and learned all about how they create the show.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. It was so interesting to see the history of it. They had like a video at the beginning, we were just crossing the road and about to get run over. It shows all about the volcanoes and the eruptions in Iceland over the years. It told us why it happened and what could happen in the future.
We decided to end the night wandering around Reykjavik, admiring the Christmas lights and enjoying a drink by the harbour. It's been another fantastic day and we're excited to see what tomorrow brings.
Good morning everyone. So it's currently 8:30 in the morning and I can't believe how dark it is. We've set off early this morning because we're on our way to Skogafoss Waterfalls, which is one of the biggest waterfalls in Iceland.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a spontaneous one, was this? We were meant to be going to the Blue Lagoon today, but we moved that booking till tomorrow because we were sat in a bar last night and we were looking at pictures of Iceland and we saw this waterfall, saw that there was a glacier nearby, which was one of our bucket list things. So I thought we'll just send it today. So we've set off nice and early, it's about a 2-hour drive, and we're looking forward to seeing it.
We're here at Seljalandsfoss Waterfall.
Turns out you can actually walk behind.
Just had a quick look and the pictures look absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, as it's winter, all the paths are so slippery with the ice, so they are actually closed off. We'll definitely be back in summer to do that.
So we're walking back to the car now, ready to continue our journey off to the next waterfall.
So we just made a quick pit stop because we've just seen a glacier at the side of the road.
It's interesting, this is the glacier that the volcano that erupted in 2010 is under. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. It's the one that stopped all air travel for 2 weeks. And the reason that it did that was it was a volcano under the ice and it created loads of steam and ash, and it just went high up into the atmosphere. And volcanic ash is bad for aircraft engines and it basically blows them up. So, and that's why all air travel was grounded. Funnily enough, because the winds were going west, the Reykjavik airport was still open when this was happening. So all of Europe was grounded, yet the airport in Iceland was still going.
On today's supermarket lunch, what have you got, Adrian?
Ham and cheese sandwich.
Got sushi, going bougie.
Yeah, it's our way of saving money. Rather than going to the cafes on site, you know, you can save £20–30 a day easily. We're off to a glacier next, and we've just been having a look, and it looks like you can walk on the glacier. And there's a tour that starts in just under 2 hours, so we're going to book on. We're at a waterfall now, so we're going to go and have a walk around that, and then get there and go and walk on the glacier. It's been a bucket list item for us, so we'll go and give it a go.
Spanning 25 metres with a drop of 60 metres, Skogafoss Waterfall is one of the largest and most impressive waterfalls in Iceland. You can walk right up to the base, but be careful as it is very icy at this time of year due to the spray. There is also an option to walk up the side via a staircase which takes you to a viewing platform at the top. The 527 steps is a bit of a leg burner, but it's well worth the hike.
We've just finished our hike up Skogafoss Waterfall, which was absolutely incredible. It was so windy at the top though, wasn't it? I was trying to get a video on my phone and I literally thought I was going to drop it over the edge. It was so stunning though. We can definitely recommend walking up all them steps to see the view from the top. We're now on the way to our glacier hike that we just booked, so we'll see what that's like.
We had a little bit of time spare before starting our glacier tour, so we took the 10-minute walk to the viewing platform. I was slightly regretting my decision not to bring a ski jacket, considering it's -8, but kept the pace up to keep warm. The path is fairly flat but a bit icy, so care was needed. Solheimajkull Glacier used to come all the way down this path we're walking on as recently as 10 years ago, but it's receding on average 60 metres a year due to climate change. Who knows how far back it'll be if we ever visit again. For the hike, we were provided with crampons, an ice axe and helmet before setting off on our journey to the glacier. We must say, hiking on a glacier is a very dangerous activity without an experienced guide, so booking a tour is a must. With our crampons on, we hiked up the side of the glacier, and when we got to the top we were just in awe of how beautiful it was. Seeing the amazing formations like this one, caused by water flowing down into the centre of the glacier.
From the most surreal experience of hiking on the glacier. We had a look and the cloud cover is quite minimal back in Reykjavik, so we've decided to take our chances with a Northern Lights cruise. Hopefully we'll have some footage of the Northern Lights for you.
So we walk past this bakery every single day on our travels. Thought we'd give it a go on our last day in Reykjavik. Got a cinnamon swirl and a coffee. It's absolutely fantastic. It's brilliant.
Priority number one with it being our last day was to find a Christmas decoration, as we hadn't found one yet. We have a tradition where we get a Christmas decoration from each place we visit. That way it's a memory trigger every year when we put the tree up and we can reminisce each trip. Bethany picked out a lovely bauble with a bit of lava in the middle. Very fitting for such a volcanic country.
We've just finished our lovely chilled morning in Reykjavik, and we are now off to our final destination on our Iceland trip, which is the Blue Lagoon.
With it being just a 20-minute drive from the airport, the Blue Lagoon was a perfect place to unwind before flying after a busy few days exploring.
Last stop of the tour on the way to the airport. We just thought we'd pull over and have a look at this new lava. That's, you can see it misting up, steaming up there.
This, what I'm stood on, is actually the old road. So the lava came all the way down and destroyed the road. So they're currently in the process of wanting to rebuild it. Look at the end, the road is just non-existent now. As we're heading over to the airport now, this marks the end of our trip.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.